Who is this? Who are these waifus? Today I'm going to be trying to eat anime food all day in real life, starting in Japantown, Seattle at Uhajimaya, one of the biggest convenience stores in Seattle. We're also going to find out how much money I spend by the end of this, because this might be an expensive trip. Uhajimaya is one of the largest Japanese convenience stores in the entire United States. They carry everything from exclusive matcha teas to treats to cookies and really anything you could imagine finding in Japan. They actually have things that you would find outside of Japan as well, because they do carry other cultural goods. You can find anything from Thai to Taiwanese, but mostly Japanese goods here. So make sure you swing by Uhajimaya and pick up anything you really want. Starting off with the egg salad sandwich from Fate Cooking with Emiya. This is gonna be one of the things we get today. We have to find some more stuff. It's gonna be a lot of food today, so stick with me. And right across from where I grabbed that egg salad sandwich, we have onigiri, and this is some of my favorite things. And one of the most popular ones to have is the salmon onigiri. This is pretty much from every anime ever, but one of my favorites is Haikyuu, so we're gonna throw that in there too. So I grabbed panna cotta because of my dress up darling. Yes, I did just watch it for the 5th time, but we also know Marin has coffee milk with her breakfast, which we did just find. This is UCC coffee with milk. This is exactly what I needed. We're gonna see how much this costs, and we're gonna keep the tallies down below because we're gonna eat all this and then go to our next spot. This is probably not in any anime, but we're gonna get it. Sure.
Or the chocolate churro?
Churro sounds more my speed. Yeah. So I got my egg salad sandwich, coffee, onigiri, parfait, Rachel's onigiri, and a bunch of snacks. You know what we didn't grab? A spoon.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Here's the lid.
I'm gonna start off with the egg salad sandwich because I am incredibly hungry and I want something savory. There's actually quite a bit of egg in there. Like, look at how much is on the inside. Feels like maybe 3 eggs or more that's in this. The bread is nice and fluffy. They give you a little bit of a garnish here just to make it look cute, but cheers. That's really good. It's salted nicely. The eggs are still creamy. The bread is incredibly soft, almost like a cloud. This is traditional Japanese shokupan, which is a style of bread that's cooked in a rectangular pan, and it gives it this really beautiful, light, fluffy texture. This is right up my alley. The egg salad sandwich was 7 out of 10. Next is the salmon onigiri. Remember, this is basically from every anime ever. How does this open? Oh, you have to assemble it yourself. Okay, so it opens up, and then do one of these, make it look nice. And there is my salmon onigiri. The seaweed actually feels nice and crisp, feels super fresh. I wonder how much salmon is actually in this thing. Cheers. It's actually not a lot of filling. The rice is pretty cold because it was in the cold case, but for a couple of bucks, this is pretty good. I'd give that a solid like 6 out of 10. Now, for the Martin Kizugawa diet. The only reason why she's surviving this long is because Gojo started cooking for her. Now, in the show, she does say that she eats a mango parfait, but they only have the raspberry. So I'm gonna go for the raspberry. This is actually raspberry panna cotta, which is usually cream thickened with gelatin and then flavored with raspberry. So this might be a raspberry powder that they use in here, but this looks really, really good. Cheers. That's really good. Really tart, really creamy, a little sweet because it's a parfait, but this is delicious. This is a dessert. And now you can find this at any vending machine in Japan, guaranteed. I've had this out there before. This is milk coffee. It is sweetened, so if you don't like it sweetened, you get the black version. I don't know, they have the black versions too. I mean, it is pretty delicious. And with that, we're gonna head to the next location. We have another anime to tackle, and that, my friends, is Demon Slayer. But before we decided to get some Demon Slayer and My Hero Academia food, we decided to stop into Kinokuniya, which is an amazing Japanese bookstore that has a ton of stuff in it. So if you're in the Seattle area and you're at Uhajimaya, make sure you stop by. The next place we're at is Kobuta Okami. This place is known for their Katsu, which is one of Mitsuri's and Deku's favorite dishes. We have a full list of things to eat here, and in this book, I'm gonna be recording everything that we eat along with companion recipes. I'm gonna be building that for you guys, so you can download this over on the website when it's ready. I can't wait to get this to you guys, but first, we have a lot of food to eat. We already ordered our Katsu. I'm excited for it to come out. This is their pork premium cutlet. It looks absolutely fantastic. You can see how flaky this crust is. Like, look at this. That is freaking gorgeous. A bunch of fresh daikon on top, which is supposed to get this ponzu that we're gonna pour on here. Fresh green onions, cabbage. You have a little bit of tomato and some lemon. You get miso soup, rice, and homemade pickles with this. I'm ready to dig in. First thing, we're gonna put ponzu onto the daikon. Oh God, that looks so good. First, I'm gonna try the daikon. It's so good. It's a little spicy, but really refreshing. And then the sweetness from the ponzu really helps like bring it together. Then here is the pork. Look at that. This gets the tonkatsu sauce, which is a really like hearty meat sauce. Oh my God, that's incredible. It's juicy, crispy. The tonkatsu is really meaty. This is fantastic. This goes on the cabbage. Oh my God, so much cabbage. Cheers. The sauce is a little nutty tasting and a little sweet. It has a sesame flavor to it. It goes perfectly with this cabbage. You want to dig in, Rach? I didn't even talk about their homemade pickles. Look at this. I believe that's zucchini that's pickled. You can kind of see from the rind right there. That looks delicious. It's a little soft because it's zucchini. Beautiful soy flavor, really salty. Maybe it was actually pickled with some ponzu. That's really nice, very refreshing, kind of like lemony too. But here's the power move. Take a piece of this giant pork on rice. You're gonna take the tonkatsu sauce, and then I'm gonna somehow do this. That's the move. Now I see why Mitsuri and Deku love this. This is better than anything I've made. This is really good. We're gonna take this down and head over to the next spot. And that place is Kizuki Ramen and Izakaya. I'm enjoying some karaage, which is from Food Wars, and Nagatoro, and Fate, Cooking with Emiya. And I also have some agedashi tofu, which is from Restaurant to Another World. All of those animes I truly love, and this was an easy way to show them off in this video. This is fantastic. The karaage itself is nice and crispy. The breading is still super moist. Look at how beautiful that chicken looks. You get a little bit of the spicy mayo, dip that in there. You have this beautiful creamy mayo, slightly spicy, a little tangy, the juicy chicken, and that crunchy crust. I know we just had fried food, but this is still amazing. This is really good. Agedashi tofu is usually lightly crusted with cornstarch and then lightly deep fried. You can tell that this isn't overly fried because the tofu itself is still very, very fluffy in the middle, which means it didn't lose a lot of moisture, which is what you're kind of looking for when you're frying tofu. This looks amazing. It smells amazing. There's a ton of fish flakes, bonito on it, which I really like and Rachel hates, so I'm gonna enjoy this. Cheers. Oh yeah. Salty, creamy, the tofu is still nice and soft. You get a little bit of the crust. Bonito is really good. The sauce is really, really nice. It's a little sweet, little salty, which is pretty common in Japanese food. This is fantastic. Such a nice, like midday snack. But even as good as these are, you're not ready for dinner. And that dinner is the jewel box sushi from Food Wars that Alice makes in her battle against Yukihira. It's not quite a jewel box, but it's the closest thing I could find. And there are so many different varieties of fish on here. Here at Sushi Nori in Seattle, I cannot tell you how excited I am to dive into this one because we actually have Wagyu here. We have fresh uni, salmon, tuna, squid, hamachi. I don't even know what's what. Then we got some shrimp there. This looks so good. Here is the Wagyu. They're so tender. It's slightly salted, incredibly tender. The rice is slightly room temp, which is really nice. That is phenomenal. Now, the one thing I want to try that I haven't had probably since culinary school is the uni. Rachel and I both need to try this, so.
You didn't save a bite of the Wagyu for me.
Yeah, she's so mad. Incredibly creamy, tastes like the ocean. It has the same brininess as having like a scallop or maybe even like an oyster. This is really, really good. We're gonna tackle this. We also ordered this beautiful nori avocado sesame dressing salad. And Rachel got some tamakis that are basically sushi tacos. They look amazing as well. They tasted amazing, but this is what I came here for. They just sent out all of these to us. We didn't order them. That was like the sweetest thing they could do. They sent us a full tamaki set. I'm not quite sure which one is which, but we're gonna devour these, and you're going to see some of the tamakis in that book, in that guide. So look out for those. I'm gonna see if I can talk to them, get some inside tips. That would be super cool. We're gonna take these down, and then we have another place to visit. The last stop, Kakeguori. I am incredibly stuffed after all that extra food that they had sent us at Sushi Nori, so let's go inside. It's liquid food. It's gonna be fine. This is actually kakigori, not that gambling anime, which is actually a lot of fun to watch. This is actually a dessert from my dress-up darling. The end of the season, episode 12, she's eating one of these and turning her tongue blue when Gojo looks over to her to reveal her tongue in a very sweet moment. I won't spoil it for you, but you should definitely go watch it. I've never had this before. This looks absolutely delicious, even after all the food we just had. It looks creamy. I don't know what this is on top. Taro flavor right there. That's gonna be good. Cheers. Oh, it's red. It's white bean paste. It's creamy. It has a lot of taro flavor. The shave ice is actually incredibly light, and the little bit of bean paste gives it a lot of body. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna leave that there. As full as I am, this is really easy to eat. And remember guys, I've compiled everything I've eaten today on this adventure in this guide that I'm gonna put together for you guys, and you can download it at my website right now. If you wanna support the channel, it would really help me out, but you're gonna get some amazing recipes and a really cool guide. My name is Chefpk, and remember, keep playing with your food. It's been a long day eating. I'm gonna find out what this is. I think it's made of ice. This is ice. This is ice. I don't think you're supposed to eat that. All right. A special thank you to Henson Shaving for making today's video possible. Over the past few years, I've actually used quite a few different safety razors, and this has been my favorite. I have incredibly sensitive skin when it comes to shaving, so I don't do it too often, but this has been one of the first safety razors I have ever used to not irritate my skin. And there's a big reason for that. The Henson AL13 razor works so well because it's actually developed with CNC machines to aerospace standards. This means that this safety razor actually has incredibly tight tolerances, giving you the closest and irritation-free shave possible. And if you know anything about cooking, you know that the sharpness and the angle of the blade matters. But the best part is this blade should last you decades. It's incredibly sustainable, especially compared to traditional plastic cartridges. A Henson AL13 will cost you about $45 a year, where plastic cartridges will actually cost you around $180 a year. If you use code Chefpk when you check out both your new AL13 and 100 blades, you will actually get those 100 blades for free. So use my link down below and get yourself 100 free blades with your purchase today. And thank you again to Henson Shaving for sponsoring today's video.